Hey guys, Chico and Jerry with He Provides Homestead. First I want to give you a little explanation. We've kind of gotten away from some of our homesteading videos. We apologize, but we want to tell you why. We had a wedding, then surgery, then recovery time, and then the town-wide yard sale thing, and our grandkids in like a 3 week period. Hand's doing much better. Should be able to, these things should come off soon. Wedding's over, daughter's married, we're giddy, and we're moving on. We're back in the swing of things. I'm recovered, so here we go. Wanted to show you a little bit about what we're doing with the chicken coop. I know we've kind of let the chickens, you've not seen them, and they're huge. Hopefully you'll get to see them in a little bit. But we've got all these wood chips that you've seen in several videos. And what we do is for now, if my wife will show you inside right now. It's a nasty mess. What those things are French toast sticks. Thank you, Robin. This kind woman, Robin, has a position where she is able to take food that normally is thrown in the dumpster and sends it home to us, and we feed it to our chickens. We have recently discovered that they don't like French toast sticks at all, but they tear up the scrambled eggs. They love the bacon, they love the ham, sausage, so they just really don't. They don't actually like much bread at all. We can't get them to eat white bread, biscuits, nothing. It'll come. So anyway, we just throw this food in here, they go through it, they scratch, and like that. And on average, when we're not having issues, once a week I come and rake it all up, and I shovel it and throw it into our compost. Right now, some of you saying, ooh, you shouldn't put bread or meat in your compost. I'll show you in a minute what we're going to do a little differently than before. So we shovel it all out, we throw it in the compost, and then I pitchfork brand new wood chips into the coop for fresh bedding. We also change out in their roost once a week, and we're going to do that too, and I'll show you a little bit in a minute. So we'll be back in a little bit, and I'll show you a little bit about what we're doing. Alright, I've done a little raking, got the wheelbarrow out. Oh, by the way, my wife reminded me when I got dressed, I've got about $1.50 bucks in these clothes from the ankles up. Just thought you might like to know that. So, on back to what we're really doing, we've got it all raked up. You can come on in there and check it out. We've got it all raked up, and we've cleaned out what we put in the bottom up there. And then I want to show you something over here. We'll take that right there and we'll put it in the wheelbarrow, and then we're going to change things. I've kind of been waiting for the vines to die off so that we can harvest the squashes and the pumpkins that grew out of the compost. We've got 5 or 6 that we've still got to harvest. So I've been kind of waiting for these vines to grow off or to die off, and when the vines are done, we're going to change how we do things. We're going to keep this one, it's all going to be wood chips and leaves and straw and manure, produce, you know, kitchen produce, like that. It'll all be in there. And then this one will also be the same, so that we can turn them over back and forth. But this third bin, once I get it cleaned out, I'm going to clean it out and turn it over here. Once I get this cleaned out, we will start taking all of this that's coming out of the chicken coop, and it'll go in here. We're going to stop the bread from coming in because they just don't eat it. So there will be meat that'll go in here though. And there's different trains of thought. Some say don't ever do that, and some say that it's doable, but we're going to give it a shot. We'll let you know how it turns out. So we'll have 2 bins that is just organic material. For example, the hay and the straw that comes out of the roost, that'll go over here. But what we rake out of the bottom will all go here, and we'll let you know how this works out. So, and we'll go back over here let me show you from the side. I'll shovel all of this out and we'll dump it up here, and then I'll take over here, I'll get my pitchfork, and I'm going to pitchfork probably that much new wood chips in different spots down there so that they can get in, scratch them around, level it out, and get the bugs and the good protein out of it. I'm sure you've noticed that the chickens aren't in here. We tried the whole free range and all day thing, didn't work out. So what we're doing now is I'm back to work at the school, so when I get home in the evening, I let them out. They free range for a few hours, and when it starts to get dark, they go back in, and I come out and close them up. So far it's working out very well. Hopefully before we finish this video, they'll be out from under the red bud tree, and we can show you what they look like. So I'm sure you don't want to see me shovel. I don't even want to see me shovel. So we'll be back in a bit.
Hey guys, as we are cleaning out the chicken coop, look who came to see what's going on. They're pretty nosy, and I think they actually thought Chico was dealing in some food out here. And then when they realize there's nothing going on, they're not sure what to do now. But we just wanted to let you see how big they're getting. They're growing like weeds into everything, like kids.
Alright, so now if you notice, they are eating the squash and pumpkin leaves, and they have been for weeks, which is great. All of this is volunteers, free food. So we've been okay with them eating the crap out of them. Wanted to show you, check this right here. Here's one of our volunteer squash come out of here. In fact, we've grown several pumpkins, several different kinds of squash, all out of our volunteers, out of our compost. So I wanted to show you, I went ahead and forked this out pretty well. It looks great. If you look, it's pretty good looking stuff. Not exactly where we want it yet, but look at that. This was kitchen scraps, lawn clippings, wood chips, stuff other people deem worthless. We see that it's gold. So anyway, we're going to take this that's coming out of the chicken coop, and we're going to dump it in here. This bin for the next several months will be just for what we scrape out of the bottom of the chicken coop. It'll have bits of meat. They won't eat peppers, any kind of bell peppers, so those will probably find their way in here. Things like that. We fed them cherry tomatoes all season long because we had boatloads. And they eat everything except the skin. It was cool. The floor of the coop would be covered with these little flat cherry tomato skins. I'm new at chickens. I thought it was pretty cool. So that's how we do it. I want to show you, we'll come back after I get the coop completely changed over, and I'll show you how we throw the wood chips in to give them a little bit of responsibility. So I'm going to catch my breath, finish up what we're doing, and we'll talk to you in a minute. Have you ever noticed as soon as you're about to record, the wind kicks up? Seems to happen a lot to me. So anyway, my wife went in to get water. We're going to fill up their waterers tonight. She had to take care of a couple things. So I wanted to show you what we got going on. I'll give you a closer view. And I did tell you a little bit of a fib. I rake out the bottom every couple of weeks, and I clean out the roost up top every week. Unless, you know, there's an issue. But as a general rule, I clean out the top twice as often as I do the bottom. I'll come in the next time I clean out the roost, I'll throw some more wood chips in the bottom on top. And then after a couple of weeks, it gets pretty deep, and so let me show you what's going on. So I've taken wood chips and thrown them all about, and I dig down and get some of the wet stuff on the bottom, or the middle anyway, because that's where the good bugs and all that free protein are. And then back in there is some of the stuff that was on top, and they'll get in and you know what chickens do, they'll scratch and kick and they'll spread that out, and we'll have a fairly even layer. They do a pretty good job. We've put hay in here. It's not the best hay, but we're trying to use up what we had, and we hope to get some more hay from the farmers in a week or two. Hopefully by the next time I change that, we'll have new hay for them. So wood chips are in. Roost is cleaned out, the bottom's raked out. We're getting ready to give them fresh water, which by the way we do that almost every day. So, and an update here, everything that comes out of their roost and out of our kitchen or out of our garden will go here and here. And then just kind of as an experiment, and maybe because I'm a little lazy, this bin is going to be what we rake out of the coop, and it'll have who knows what, because we've got some old pork chops in the freezer, and every week or so I'll boil up some pork chops, get them good and tender, and I put the whole thing, meat, broth and all, in the coop, and they tear it up. They'll miss a little meat because they'll cover it in their scratching, and then I'll dig out the bones, but that'll all go in there. So that's what we got going on. I'm glad you got to see the chickens. They have their own little hiding spot over here. Sorry, I'm a little herky-jerky. Right over there, right there, there's the back side of the wood chips. There's a ditch over there, but there's this redbud tree and some other stuff, and they've cleaned them out a little area in there, and they hide out in there. They hang out, and that's where they're at now. So if I don't see them, that's generally where they're at, and if there's a hawk comes through the sky, there's where they head to. So there they are. See them sticking their heads up? They're nosy. They're like kids. So I've rambled. I hope this is more of a homestead video and kind of gets us back on track. Thanks for coming along, guys. You can find us across social media at He Provides Homestead. Please like, share, subscribe. Please click that little bell so that you can get notifications when we do a new video. We've got some great stuff coming up, and we'd like to share it with you. So thanks a lot. This is what's happening with our chicken coop. Godspeed.